this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich
TV.
TV. Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. But let's talk about Cameron, right? And he also be spinning in the clip. If it's not Jim Jones, if it's not arguing with Carissa Shields, if it's not, you know what I mean, having 50 Cent on the show and whatever it is, just regular takes that come from the, you know, It Is What It Is podcast, which I'm a fan of their show, right? I like their content. I like Mason Betta, him and Cam together, you know, doing their 1-2s. But anyway, he interviewed one of the male prostitutes, right, for the Diddy and the Cassie shit. And I seen some snippets, but I seen the part where people are mad at, so that's why I'm going to talk about it. I didn't watch the whole interview that he did, but I did see the part that got a lot of people, but mostly women. It is some men. It is definitely some men, but it's mostly women. You know what I mean? And it's the point where he was asking them the Punisher. I don't even know, forget what his real name is, right? He from Harlem too, like Cam like, yo, you from 139th and I'm from 40th, so woo, and Anyway, it's a point in the interview where I seen the clip, and basically he like, yo, you know, is the box good? You know what I mean? And he used the people, you know, is that shit good or not? The homie was kind of about to give a, not political correct answer, but before he even really could get into it, Cam like, nah, man, don't give us that type of shit. We both from Harlem, nigga, is it good? And woo, niggas want to know. And a lot of people was mad. First, the answer, if you didn't see the interview, he was like, well, first of all, I couldn't even really get into it like that, to say if it's good or if it's trash, because of the situation. I got a man walking back and forth, pacing and standing over us, directing us on some porn shit, and it just is like ill, like a weird scene, even though, you know, we know people do weird things for cash. It's not just women. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, like, 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, like, 1, don't try to play me like I got a flower pot head. He like, yo, it's a little weird with a whole dude walking in, and I couldn't even really get up, and I couldn't get into it like that, right? But people are mad that Cam asked them that. And they're like, yo, you know, it was, she's, because some people think she's the victim, some people think it's you know, it's not a fun and game matter. Why does that matter? And I'll say, he came out with a quote, and I do have the quote right here, just so I could quote him. Cam said, so I just found out, because I don't give a fuck, and I don't give, like some Dr. Dre shit on the Chronic, and I don't give a fuck. When Shorty was singing, she don't give a fuck. He like, yo, I don't give a fuck about nobody. That's some people, some people was mad about my interview with the Punisher. Oh well. But Nancy Gray, CNN, etc. can do it. LOL, yeah, okay. You see the numbers. And I was shadow banned for the first 2 days. Can't wait till I get shadow banned. Like, niggas can really tune into the channel, and then they got a reason to hate, and they'll soon catch up. I'm asking the questions people really want to hear, and that's why I want to speak about it. But act like they don't. It's a new sheriff in town, just putting y'all on notice. Fleeted journalist, sidebar, Nancy Gray is holding up a Tootsie Roll. So with that being said, do people really want to know if Cassidy got some fire box, right? Maybe some people. I mean, you never go ahead. And you ain't going never, ever on some in vogue shit. You never gonna get it. Whoa. You never gonna get it, right? But that still doesn't make you not intrigued to say, oh, like, what if you would have been like, shit was trash? You know what I mean? Like, people were like, oh, I didn't know that. Did he stay with her for that long? She was trashy, too. Sprinkle some dirt on it. But I think that is a question that most people in the barbershop, or just like maybe you could say the demographic, maybe a little hood, maybe a little ratchet, and oh, but you're black. I think Cam asking the questions that CNN can't ask, You ain't gonna see it on Team Z. You're not really gonna see nobody ask that on TV or none of these other podcasts because it probably would be deemed inappropriate. But because it is Cam and the the space that he operates in, him and Mace, when they talk about certain topics, even me, that's a question that I can ask from my platform. It ain't like we trying to be with the suit and ties on or be political. Y'all know I say all the time, like, we full transparency over here. We live, we rolling, and we all unscripted. So you might come on the show and it might be I might be lit. You might be, oh, Lee on one today, or it might be a regular show like today, and I'm sober as a mother. Like, you're gonna see, you know what I mean? It's like, so I can ask those questions. Was it disrespect though? Should it be looked at with the side eye? I'm looking at now. Obviously, he's not a journalist. He's saying, flee the journalist, and I won't disrespect the people who go to school and who study courses and took classes and worked their ass off to actually do journalism work. That's not to say somebody who didn't take those classes, those courses, and don't have those credentials can't do just as good as a job, because that's not true. We see plenty of people with no college degrees, only GEDs like me, right? I only got a GED and I got it up north in Elmira. You see people come home from prison, no college education, no degrees, no certificates to show, but still put it in and be more successful than somebody that has. There's various situations like that, so you can't look at somebody like, oh, just because you don't got the journalist tag, that don't mean you can't do phenomenal journalist work. But I don't look at him as a journalist. I don't look at myself as that. Obviously, when you come on and you're going to do a live show or even an unlive recording and you're going to talk about a topic, should you have the names right, the years, the dates, situations, what town it was in, did they get arrested, was somebody killed? Like, you should have that at least. And that could be on Google. You could just pull it out like, oh, woo. And then if it's a mistake in that, and then it comes out later that was false information or was misinformation, then you can swing back like, oh yeah, Google said this. When I pulled up the news clip, it was reading like this, but that's not true. This is what it is now. That's different. I don't think he was out of bounds. I don't think he was, cloud chasing. Even some people were saying, no, I'm saying, hey, Cam ain't got a cloud chase. I nigga been in the spotlight and been famous and, been carrying the set or New York or style and fashion or whatever for a long time. And if not the top guy, where I definitely agree, he ain't never been the top guy. He has been one of them guys. So what's the clout chase? Story still spinning. Y'all notice I ain't been really talking about the Diddy shit. I care, but I care like, let's get to the RICO shit. Let's get to the trafficking. Let's get to if you're going to be guilty or you're going to be found innocent and you're going to be coming up out of there with that feeling. Anybody that's been released, whether you did it or you didn't do it, when the day comes for you to come home, that's that feeling that I often speak about. That's that feeling. You come home, it's an euphoria, it's such a beautiful feeling. Even if you're taking a bus home, even if you got to walk home, you free now. Eyes against my freedoms now. But in a sense, why I say I haven't been for every day, it's gonna be new shit. I could milk it like in other channels, and we working now, so my schedule is a little different. But I don't want to talk about Diddy every day. I don't want to talk about Baby Oil, how many men escorts came in and left, and let's get to the meat and potatoes. Is he a trafficker? Is he being charged with? Well, he's being charged. Is he going to be found guilty of the RICO? Is it more defendants? Because the last time I talked about it, I think I pointed out and nobody got back to me yet, because you can't, especially if you on the side of he did it, let's send him to jail, he's a monster, cool. I'm not even going to argue with it, but when I'm asking you, and what I did ask maybe like 5 shows ago, I'm like, show me another case besides R. Kelly and him where it was a RICO case. RICO, that's organization. That's more than one defendant, where it was only one defendant being charged and nobody else was secret indictment, nobody else came up at the end, and I've been locked up with people that came under the RICO. Just like when they swoop in a side note, but it's relevant because I've been locked up twice where people had RICOs, right? One group was from Staten Island, and the other group was right from in Harlem, where I'm from. Over on what's the projects over there on was it Wagner or like 115th area over there, right? And I told y'all the story. Was locked up with the young boy. 19, kept asking me mad questions because I've been in and out of the system. And I never had RICO. I never was involved in this. A lot of the questions he was asking, I didn't have the answers, even though I worked in law library. So I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Try to look at his paperwork, and he had mad co-defendants, people he never met, people he never spoke to, just he was in a Facebook chat. And, you know, so we all friends in that regards. And they swooped them all up. All y'all niggas is gang members, so we taking all y'all. Where's the other people that's being charged in this giddy? Now people are like, oh, they gonna wait to the end. All right, well, we'll just wait. So that's why I ain't really been covering it every day, coming to rush, talk about no Diddy. He either gonna be found guilty or he gonna be, you know, found innocent on the top charges, and they probably get him for some little bullshit. But my take back with Cam is I don't think he was being inappropriate, and I don't think he was clout chasing. I think for his platform, that was definitely an appropriate question. And I think even though people will never get a chance to have their way or be with her, you know, she's a married woman sexually, some men probably do want to know if it was good, or at least just some of the details. We know in all the other details, we hearing about, you know what I mean, come on nipples and like real nasty shit, right? So it's like, if y'all want to hear that, you're saying you don't want to know if she got a good box or not? I don't know, I'm just asking.
You know the vibes. Yeah, kid. Fatherless TV. Oh shit, we live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back.